It's never fun when you get a headache. Of course, everyone knows that. But if you're dealing with chronic headaches, it can really be very debilitating for your life, and you'll look for anywhere, I'm sure, to get the answer that you so desperately need. Dr. Wayne Stevens is back on the show with us this morning. He has the Wellness Tree, and he sees folks coming in to his office down on Dayton Boulevard on a pretty regular basis for that very complaint. Good to see you.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
I have learned that I'm pretty much a wimp. I don't get sick very often.
That's great.
It's a very good thing. But if I get a headache, you just can't function. And for people who deal with migraines and frequent headaches, it truly can be life debilitating, right?
Oh yeah, it can be. You know, I think like headaches are one of the worst things. You know, because it's right there with you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people try to block it out, different things like that. But, you know, I think that we've been able to help people with those things lately.
So it's acupuncture that you do, but is it always acupuncture, or do you sometimes use other Chinese medicines?
Sometimes other Chinese medicines. We offer a lot of herbal formulas or supplements.
Mm-hmm.
We carry Standard Process and this Chinese herbal formula company called Evergreen. And those two products work great for people. As far as like modalities go, like we use acupuncture, cupping, and some massage to basically help people relax, loosen up muscles.
It's an
get rid of
interesting
tension.
study that you get to discover about the body and how we're kind of wired. Because am I right that very often if you're coming in, let's say for a headache, and you're going to do acupuncture, you might not necessarily put the needles where people would think. Is that right?
It's true, yeah. I think like one of the cool things is sometimes they talk about like more distal points, meaning points in the hands or the feet or the legs or the elbows, forearms, things like that, are actually more powerful than treating something in a local area, meaning a trigger point or a motor point or something like that, you know. When you're studying and you read the books, you know, especially the ones that are for the master's program and stuff like that, there's a guy named Giovanni. I think he's Italian.
Sounds like he is.
Yeah. But he's a prolific writer. But he always uses a combination of local and distal needles.
Is that because you have so many nerves in your hand? Is that why?
It could be like that. I think like the full explanation of why acupuncture works hasn't been fully explained yet through Western science. Like that is one theory, and obviously you do have more nerves as you go further down away into your forearms and hands and things like that. But in Chinese medical terms, they can be more powerful.
Well, let's get back then for just a second on the functionality of people once they leave your office.
Yeah.
So you said you kind of wanted to focus a bit today on headaches, also TMJ.
Yes.
You see a lot of that.
Yes.
So with the TMJ, that can then of course lead to headache. It can also change your jawline, right? I mean, your teeth erode away.
Yeah, man. If people get into, you know, like teeth grinding, bruxism, different things like that, for sure. But you know, like with the TMJ, like we help so many people with that, and it's pretty straightforward most of the time.
Really?
You know, as soon as we like find a pattern, usually we start people off face up on that, and we do use points in the masseter, the jaw, to help loosen up those muscles. But sometimes people have found like they like better the face down treatment, so we're treating the back and getting into the neck and shoulders that help release the tension.
If you come in, each case is going to be different, but from a general perspective, if it's a TMJ complaint, is there kind of an average number of treatments a person receives?
I think for the TMJ, first off, it's really beneficial to help with reducing the stress, the underlying cause of the TMJ. People with either a headache or a TMJ, especially with a headache, if you're coming in with a headache, you can leave without a headache. It's that quick. As far as TMJ goes, like you can feel better immediately. As soon as you get off the table, we take the needles out and go on your way. But stressors need to be managed.
So from the managerial perspective, I'm going to have to let you go here in a minute.
Yeah.
Is it more advantageous for people, the minute we have left, to kind of make this a maintenance thing, as opposed to when you're feeling stressed, come in and deal with it in an acute way and then move on?
Yes, ma'am. I always like maintenance better. It's better to not get to the place where you're in pain. And therefore, if you're, wellness treatments, hey man, I feel great, I just need a tune up. Or, I've been doing really good, I just want to manage this. Let's say I have this patient with trigeminal neuralgia. Unfortunately, she waits until it's terrible, and then she comes in and she needs more frequent treatments. I think that if in those types of cases, if people had been managing it all along, they probably wouldn't be in that situation in the first place.
So here's where you will find him. It's the Wellness Tree right down on Dayton Boulevard. 877-3770 is the phone number. ChattanoogaWellnessTree.com is the website. And he's always in kind of a mellow mood because he knows what he's doing. Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you so much.